Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We are literally 2.5 minutes away from Ticket Blitz Thursday launching. That is for Vampire Weekend. 4 packs of tickets, sponsored by our great friends Aurelio's Pizza. We'll get to that in a second, so hang tight because tomorrow's Friday. Have to do a Case movie review, and Case, the producer, is 25 years old, and he hasn't seen many of the great movies out there, the legendary movies, but the last several months he has, like Shawshank Redemption, Braveheart, The Mummy, Dirty Dancing, Pulp Fiction, The Matrix, Karate Kid.
Yep.
You do feel like a better person now, right?
I love doing this. I love that now when listeners see me, they don't say hi, they just yell a movie at me.
Yeah.
And I know it's like, okay, I'm supposed to review this next now. I don't get hi anymore. I just get people going, Shawshank, do Shawshank. It's great.
So this week, we were waiting a long time to figure out a movie, and then this story came up about Kevin Bacon, the actor Kevin Bacon, and he hired special effects artists to disguise him in public so he could walk around like a, quote, normal person. He's pretty recognizable, Kevin Bacon. He's been in like 100 movies.
He's so handsome.
There's that 6 degrees of separation thing where you can almost tie anybody to Kevin Bacon. And he's in his 60s now, and I think he's still handsome.
He's 66 years old.
Wow, is he 66?
Yep.
He's handsome, right, though, still?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I was on my type.
Yeah.
I think I was going to
In
dive into
general,
that.
though. In general,
Yeah, he's
handsomeness.
like a good guy, a good-looking guy.
He don't look 66, I'll tell you that much.
No, he looks awesome.
And
He's also in the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I was getting confused for a second. Wait, that's the one that's only on Amazon, right? Or
That's
Netflix?
the Eddie Murphy one, not Bad Boys.
So Bad Boys
is Will Smith.
in the theaters.
Yes, Eddie Murphy is the new Beverly Hills Cop. He's in it.
But that's only on
Netflix.
Netflix
That's the
it
Netflix
is.
one.
Yeah, I heard it's actually decent. I mean, it's something they said it's not good to go to the theater. You would have been disappointed, but if
Oh,
you're...
really? They said that? Who said that?
I just saw some reviews.
Damn.
But I love Beverly Hills Cop, all the movies.
I did
so
too.
they said it's, good enough. And like Judge Reinhold's in it. And even that original other cop who's like 90-something now, he's in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch it at some point.
He's very funny. This is a poll for Kevin Bacon. Probably not a lot of people know him from this movie, but I thought he was hilarious in it. He was in Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah. And he plays like this really fabulous hair cutter. And he speaks like he acts like he speaks French and stuff. And at the end, they're like, we know you're from Georgia. And he's like, shut up. And he has this Southern accent. He gets in there. It's so funny. He does a great job at it. So if you want to see a very funny Kevin Bacon role, he's great in Beauty Shop.
He's also was in Animal House. His first movie
He
was
was in
Animal
Animal
House. And then he was also in Friday the 13th. Like, he's been in every movie of the last 40, 45 years.
Another poll that you may not know. He's in Bolto. I love that animated dog
What?
movie. It's my favorite.
You always call the movies that I don't know. It's
I know.
amazing.
I'm sorry, we have different tastes.
That's okay. That's good.
Beauty Shop and Balto. Everyone knows it's Kevin Bacon's 2 most famous movies.
And that
I don't know where you've been.
It verifies my point that Kevin Bacon's been in almost everything. So he's
true.
recognizable. So he went on the streets in a disguise to see just what it would be like to be a normal person. And he just said, it sucks to be normal.
He was like, no one held doors open for me. Nobody told me that they loved me. I hated it. I want to go back to being famous immediately.
And I love the honesty.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love the honesty. That some people say, the fame, people all over you. I don't have any privacy. Oh, it's terrible. Poor me. I got millions of dollars.
He's like, rip my clothes off when I walk by.
Yeah, I love it. I love the honesty.
I forgot he was also in Transplants and Automobiles, the very beginning.
He is in that.
A very young one when they're running for the cab. That's him.
It's wild.
He's been in everything.
Great actor. And he's also done some very, dark roles too, like in JFK, which Case will watch at some point. But not this time, because it's Kevin Bacon. Let's do the most famous one. Let's do Footloose. I can't wait. I'm just going to say this, because I have predictions on Case liking a movie or not liking it. I think you're going to hate Footloose.
I do too. You're going to be so upset about this movie.
I can't see any way. And tomorrow we'll do this at 8 o'clock, so be here tomorrow at 8 for it. I can't see, and I don't want to lean you anywhere. I usually don't do that.
No, because I always want to be clear, because last week I did not like Independence Day. I go into all of these movies hoping I love them.
Sure.
My complaint about Dirty Dancing was there was too much dancing. I got a feeling Footloose is going to have more dancing.
And I got to be honest with you, it's not as good. Footloose is not known for the quality of dancing. You'll understand why.
How dare you?
When you watch the movie.
How dare you?
It's not, and you know that that's the concept. They're dancing for their spirits.
Yes, but at the end, well, I
Don't-
don't
shut
spoil
up.
it. Never mind.
Why
No
would you
spoilers.
say that?
No spoilers.
Don't spoil Footloose for me in 2024,
Well,
please.
When Kevin Bacon gets stabbed in the face at the end. Hey, listen, there's no way you're going to find joy in this, but it's a wonderful movie. It's fun.
Now-
I was in the musical in Minneapolis.
Were you really?
Yes.
Not the lead, though, right?
Not
Oh,
the
that's
lead.
right. You weren't the lead.
Well, the lead's a guy, but I also wasn't like the female lead.
So were you possibly the Sarah Jessica Parker role, the kind of friend that has a good role but not a huge role?
No, the friends were all labeled. Also, I wasn't one of the friends. I was. I owned the diner.
There's a diner scene in there?
It's bigger. It's a bigger scene in the musical. It is a bigger scene. It's a whole thing in the musical. It happens in the movie, but it's bigger in the musical.
Now, I have to make something clear here, and for sure for Case, because he's going to just go to the YouTube or whatever you do to watch the movie, whatever platform it's on. There was a remake in 2011.
Do not watch that.
Do not watch that one. It's got to be 1984.
Okay.
It's 40 years old this
Very
year.
important you don't watch the remake.
Yeah. So
Because
just
this movie, and you'll understand when you watch it, it has to be old. You cannot, this cannot happen in 2024 or
Yeah.
in 2011. You're going to be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is meant to exist in the time period it did.
Wow.
It has to.
All right, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I'm excited. I'll have a Footloose review.
Oh, boy.
Just do the night-
Be nice.
I'm going to try to like it.
No,
I try to like all of these movies.
You know, the one thing I like about it is you're completely honest.
Yes,
if you
very much
if
so.
you despise it and it's the worst one you've ever seen, go with it. I want to be pleasantly surprised though when somehow you come out and say you loved it.
I hope so. Maybe I take up dance.
I just got
Whoa.
I think I just had a stroke.
I think you
I was
did.
trying to picture Case dancing.
I was also trying to picture Kenzie. That's so funny.
I don't know if it's possible.
I don't know what movie would do.
The ticket window is open. Ticket Blitz Thursday.
On Q101.
Well, you can dance your way into the Vampire Weekend show. I'm sorry. Boo.
Tomato.
All right, Ticket Blitz Thursday, sponsored by our great friends at Aurelio's Pizza, celebrating 65 years of memories in every bite. It is delicious. So all you got to do right now is text SUCK to 312-591-8300 because you suck blood on
Because
vampires.
it's a vampire. Suck.
You get that? Yep. So text the word SUCK, S-U-C-K, to 312-591-8300. Those shows, there are two of them actually, July 26th and 27th. And tickets are on sale now, but only a few left because these shows sold very well from our great friends at Live Nation. You get a 4-pack of tickets for Vampire Weekend. Text SUCK to 312-591-8300.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Remember, keep texting the word SUCK. If you haven't, you have all the way till 8:59 to do it. So if you're driving and you're like, I can't get in, it's not a rush. You got the whole hour to do it. Text SUCK to 312-591-8300 for Vampire Weekend. Get it? Suck the blood. So that will get you to the shows. So text that. Now, I found this audio kind of interesting. We're just talking about Kevin Bacon's been in almost every movie. Another actor that's been in like so many of the great movies of our time and even before our time is Michael Douglas.
Oh, yes.
He was, well, one of the most terrifying movies ever was Fatal Attraction.
Oh, God, I love that one.
That should have stopped every man from cheating from that movie
It
on.
sure didn't.
From that moment on to that movie till now, no one should have cheated if you've seen that movie.
Oh, my God. He's been in great movies. He's been in Basic Instinct.
Yes.
He's been in Romancing the Stone.
Yeah.
War of the Roses. I loved it. More recently, he was in Ant-Man.
Yep.
He's been in so many great movies.
And he's 84 years old, and his wife is 54. The
He's
beautiful.
84?
84 now. His wife is Catherine Zeta-Jones, who was unbelievably beautiful. By the way, I forgot the movie Wall Street. He was incredible as
yes,
Gordon Gekko in Wall Street.
He was in Wall Street.
There's another movie that Case has to watch too, but at some point, he can't do it yet. Falling Down is probably the greatest Michael Douglas movie of all time.
I don't know anything about Falling Down.
You're going to relate to this movie so much. Listeners now that have seen Falling Down and me saying that, they're going to say, that's Case.
I don't like the sound of that.
But Michael Douglas was in an interview recently with his beautiful wife, 30 years younger, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and they are very competitive and they golf. And they were asked a question like, what happens in your golf and if you lose to her?
You're very competitive. So tell
Being
us, what does
competitive
she
is
make
good.
you do when you lose to her? whip it out.
The view.
Says
Can't
you
we
gotta
golf
whip
with
it
you?
out if you,
Love it.
you know,
Whip it out.
drop the trowel and whip it out.
But why does that happen?
Yeah, that's what happens when he loses?
Yeah.
You think that'd be a victory celebration.
That's okay.
That's his wife, and she's obviously happy about
So
it.
she loses no matter what.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Again, he's 84. Picture that.
No, thank you.
I worked
Yeah.
in a country club, as I mentioned earlier. We had to go in the locker room, and all the 84-year-old men are there. They walk around naked with no towels on after the shower.
Yeah. And they had all lost, so they're just whipping it out on you.
Yeah, I whipped it out.
You know what movie I was like, I want to be her? You know, like the movie where I'm like, this is the prettiest person I've ever seen, and I want to be this woman. I didn't know who it was because I was very young at the time.
Yeah.
Was Zorro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was just like, that's obviously what I want to look like.
And
I
that's
was trying to grow my hair
her
all long.
with Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who she should have married. No offense, but like, what a beautiful couple that would have been.
Yeah. I don't know. Did he get married? Oh, yeah. He married, is it Melanie Griffith, I think.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
they would have been
You don't
cute
care about
together.
her, though.
I don't know. I'm just saying they would have
She's
been pretty.
very pretty.
Yes.
But anyway, speaking of pants dropping, we had a story yesterday about a guy that stuffed 4 hamsters in his pants, and then he passed out, and the police arrested him. Remember that?
We unfortunately do have that story. Yes.
Well, we have another story coming up where it's like, hold my beer, for a guy that did something about stuffing things in his pants, animals, that makes that story look like nothing.
I don't like that. I don't like the sound of it.
You might like it. It's coming up.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Pierce the Veil with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And if you missed the keyword for those Vampire Weekend 4-packs of tickets, we'll give it to you again coming up here in about 10 minutes at 8:35. So don't go anywhere. A lot of bad traffic out there. So yesterday at this time in Head-to-Head Lines, we told you a story about a guy who broke into a pet store in Ohio, in Columbus, Ohio, and he set loose a whole bunch of animals, hamsters, some bunnies, a couple ferrets and chickens. As far as we know, they're still looking for him, but I just say let him go at this point. He also then was found passed out with 4 hamsters in his pants.
I don't like that part.
In the pants part?
Yeah. I
Yep.
heard it was, you know,
Yeah.
the other animals he was trying to save. Remember, he was trying to do those hamsters?
And to your point, to quote Kenzie yesterday, once you put hamsters in your pants, you can't be a part of PETA.
Amen.
Because
You're obviously, you're not a teammate, you know, at that point.
Because we thought maybe that's what he was doing, is trying to free the animals to let him go. It's 2 dogs. Birds were available too. Well, they flew away, I guess. You know, they're gone.
You're not getting the birds back.
No.
You let a bird out of a cage. Maybe if it loves you, it'll come back. But like the old saying. But besides that, those things are gonna be gone.
Then again, if it's a caged bird for its life, does it know what to do when it gets out of the cage?
It's just fly. It doesn't mean it's gonna do good at it, but like it's just gonna fly.
I mean,
really sad thought.
the first thing you think of is like, how am I going to get food? Somebody's been feeding me my whole life.
I don't know, Brian.
It's just some thought I
I'm
had in my
not
head.
sure.
Maybe the cage is better, is all I'm saying.
I feel like you feel really connected to these birds all of a sudden.
I feel bad for the birds.
Is it how you feel? Like if somebody let you go in the wild, you wouldn't know what to do because somebody's been feeding you your whole life?
Do you feel like you're in a cage?
Well, 2 different questions. 1,000%. I feel like
you
if
feel
I
like
was
a rat in a cage?
if I was let go in the wild, the first thing I would think about is how am I going to eat?
Of course. And by the way, he means even when he's walking down Michigan Avenue. That's what he's talking about when he leaves work.
What am I going to do? I'm free. Where's food?
When he pulls up to a restaurant and says closed, this is what he thinks he has to hunt now.
Sitting there eating a rat on Lower Wacker when Jimmy John's opens in like 20 minutes.
No, everything's going to be okay.
Oh, gosh.
So, that story, 4 hamsters in his pants. Hold my beer, says this guy who was heading into China with 100 snakes in his pants. Guy tried to smuggle 100 snakes in his pants into China.
Why would you want to?
Well, I guess they're worth a lot of money.
Snakes?
Yeah.
What kind of snakes?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
What do you got?
He had some milk snakes, a western pig-nosed snake. Batches of these, by the way.
I gotta Google what a western pig-nosed snake looks like.
While you do that, we'll tell you there was also a corn brocade snake. There's a Texas rat snake and cow snakes. Do cow snakes eat cows?
There's not a chance this thing's touching me. You should see the snake.
Does it have a pig nose?
It's like almost like a square. That's
Yeah.
why in the front.
Yeah.
What's the Texas one?
Texas rat snake.
Oh, I hate that name.
I assume they eat rats, which is good.
Ew. He tried to put these in his pants.
Yeah, and also
I wouldn't be in a room with this thing.
yeah. Well, that's okay. Then okay, he said one snake. He had 100 snakes in his pants.
Think about how many 100 is.
How can you do that?
How tall is he?
You know,
It was Andre the Giant.
I mean, there's no way. His pants must be baggy. Like, I'm not getting any. I can barely get my pants.
I really miss my baggy camo cargo pants because they had the 4 pockets, you know, the 2 on the side, the 2 in the back. Actually, 6 pockets, actually, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and 2 on the leg.
He had to be dressed like Nelly. And then 9 Band-Aids on his. There's no way.
I tried to get shampoo through once, one little bottle, and they dumped it. 100 snakes?
He would look like Squidward when he ate all the Krabby Patties.
When he explodes.
Yeah, it's like, I don't. And like the sound they would make. I don't think they're being quiet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, could you imagine? Like, he's the reason. This is Snakes on a Plane is based off a true story. Like, could you imagine if he boarded a flight with that? Like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you're sitting next to him. I'm
Yeah.
like, did no one caught this guy?
If he would have got on, you know, TSA has to look in the mirror. I think go, you know what, we're doing something wrong here.
I know. I got pulled aside once again for
Yeah.
my toothbrush. And it's like, seriously?
100 snakes. Now, interestingly, this weekend in Chicago, you can head up to Schaumburg to the North American Reptile Breeders Conference. Quote, amazing breeders from all over the country. So if this is something you might be interested in, you know, you should definitely take part in it. Here's what they say what happens here, actually. Welcome to the home of the North American Reptile Breeders Conference and Trade Show. The shows are organized by Bob Ashley. The shows take place 6 times a year in 4 cities, and Tinley Park is one, and Schaumburg is one. So this weekend it's in Schaumburg, okay? And it started as a mission of classying up the typical reptile show experience. That's why they started doing this.
What happens at a typical reptile show?
I guess before they were not classy. I don't know if anybody's been to a reptile show or is a snake person out there. They want to call up and explain, please, because we're not snake people. And I'm fearful of snake people. And that's probably a prejudice I got to get over.
Well, I think that's their whole point is that, you know, snake owners have to be one of the most persecuted groups of people in America.
I think they're fine.
And so now they show up to the reptile convention in their tuxedo to classy up the joint.
Good
Because
day.
think about it.
Is the scene in Titanic when Leonardo DiCaprio shows up and everyone's like, it has to. Is it that classy now?
You mean because he's in the lower cabin all with shaggy,
they're like,
shabby
well,
clothes.
We gotta fix this. Like that was the glow up that the convention's trying to have.
So you're saying the snake person like throws the matches to him like perfectly. Here you go, Cal.
Yes.
Light your smokes with this.
Amen. You find people at the snake convention.
If you're a snake person or you've been to this convention, 312-591-8300, call up because I am a little weirded out by snake people. I went to college with a guy that was a snake guy.
I'm not weirded out by snake people. I just can't handle snakes. So if you have them around you,
that's
it's gonna
what
be
I
a
mean.
problem for me.
Exactly. Like if you're someone that can have a snake just going around the house, I would go like, well, wow.
I'm not coming over.
I can't be your friend.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's a really funny Lionel Richie story, Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie story about snakes because Michael Jackson was notorious for having just like odd animals, not like a dog, right?
Yeah.
Like he owned that monkey. I think his name was like Boo Boo or something, right?
Yeah.
And then he also had like a python. And when they were trying to write that Christmas song, like We Are the World, to raise all the money, you know? Because Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson were the ones who wrote the song.
Right.
Okay? Like Lionel says that he was at his house, they're trying to write it, and they were singing, they were like trying to make it on the piano. And he hears this sound, he turns around and a python's in his face.
God.
And he goes, Michael Jackson was like, Lionel, I lost my snake. Your voice brought him out. Lionel. And he goes, I gotta get the F out of here. He's singing this Christmas song. And it's the most amazing story. He lost his python in the house.
Oh my
And he's like,
God.
Lionel.
Good Michael
your
Jackson
voice brought
impersonation,
him
by the
out.
way.
Lionel. It's amazing.
So Danielle checked in 630, said, quote, a lot of under the table deals happen at these reptile shows. It's kind of like a gun show, I
I was
guess.
just going to say, what is it, like a gun show?
You go to the parking lot and they're selling snakes illegally. Maybe that's what's going on. I
Don't
don't
bring
know.
snakes to the gun show. You know what I'm saying?
And then 219 checked in and said the reptile shows used to be, since they said they're trying to classy it up with this thing, they used to be like Tiger King, but with snakes.
Yeah, that's always what I picture. Again, I feel bad. Snake owners, persecuted in America, not highly thought of, but there's a reason they have that reputation, I think.
Somebody said Carrie King from Slayer appearing at Riot Fest, is usually at these reptile shows.
That makes sense.
It does. It's on brand.
That tracks.
Yeah.
It's not Michelle from Cannons. It's Carrie King from Slayer. All right, that makes sense.
I got it.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm just curious about the snake culture, the snake environment. If you're one of those people, change my mind. I just can't be your friend if you have a snake because I don't want to go to a house with a snake. I just don't want to do
So
it.
if Michael Jackson was around and he wanted to be your friend, you'd say no?
Yes, I would not be Michael Jackson's friend for the snake. And maybe a couple other reasons.
Thank you.
Don't you dare start this.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Well, we promised you the keyword for Vampire Weekend tickets. We announced it at 8 o'clock for this hour. So it goes for about another 20 minutes till 8:59 at 312-591-8300. Text in suck. S-U-C-K. S-U-C-K. Text suck.
You see, because of the vampires.
You know, they suck, you
That's
know?
what they'd be doing.
They suck things.
That's kind of like their thing.
Yep. So text that in 312-591-8300 suck for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Vampire Weekend coming up in a few weeks. And those shows at Northerly Island. Now we'll have a new word for you at 9. So that one is good for another 20 minutes till 8:59. And then it's over. Every hour today, Vampire Weekend tickets. So we're talking about the guy that tried to smuggle 100 snakes through the airport into mainland China to sell them. I guess they're worth a lot of money. And really not many snake people out there that I thought we'd have a lot more. I think last year there were more snake people. Maybe they
got eaten.
Maybe they got exactly. But somebody want to make sure I played the line from Road Trip from Tom Green.
Unleash the fury!
Now, Case, you haven't seen Road Trip either, right?
No, I have not.
That's on the list somewhere. Down the road. We'll get to Road Trip. I want to explain that scene.
You
'cause I
should have
almost-
played Samuel L. Jackson. Snakes on a plane.
True, but that's so. Have you ever heard the
What?
TV edit of that?
No. What is it?
Okay, I gotta find it. Hold on. Hold to stop the show for a second. Let's see.
Because obviously he can't do his famous line on TV.
Snakes on a.
Now,
I'm
Case,
sorry. I'm doing this live on the air.
It's fine. Case, have you seen Snakes on a Plane?
No.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds horrifying.
Well, it's like I'd rather a plane crashed. I have to be honest with you. Like, this is the worst thing that could happen on a plane is to be just, there's a million snakes. And Samuel L. Jackson is so intense about it. And his famous line, well, I can't say it. Could you do the interpretation of his famous line?
I've had it with these mother effing snakes on this mother effing plane.
And it's kind of become an iconic line. Now, you may watch that, you probably, like, people quote that.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's kind of like every other movie line where you may see it and be like, that's anticlimactic, but people always say it. It's become a very famous line. What did they play on TV?
Okay, here it is. It's 8:40. We're up against the break. I don't want to make the mistake I've made in the past by playing a YouTube clip that I haven't previewed.
That's smart. I like my job. I'd like to keep it.
Raw dog it.
So no, I'm not raw dogging this
Damn
one.
it.
I raw dogged too much from Varsity Blues and almost got us all
I thought you were
fired.
going to say when you were like in varsity, like you raw dog too much.
Well, that too. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come back and play it for you. You will not believe the edit of I've had it with these mother effing snakes on this mother effing plane that they used for regular standard TV to get the mother effers out. It's going to kill you, okay?
Because they shouldn't have said mother ever.
They should have. When you hear it, it's the funniest TV edit in the history of TV edits for a movie to get rid of swear words. When we come back here in 6 minutes, we'll have it for you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
All right, so we were talking about, first off, the guy that stuffed over 100 snakes in his pants to smuggle them into China to sell them. He got busted. He did not succeed. This led to a conversation about the Breeders' Reptile Convention up in Schaumburg this weekend. All the information should be at Q101.com for you on that if you're into the reptile snake thing. And then Kenzie brought up to Case, well, you probably never saw snakes on a plane, Case, because there's a legendary line in that. And that triggered my brain to remind me of when I watched it on FX once. And they have a TV edit. This is the greatest TV edit of all time. And this is, of course, when someone swears. They either bleep the word out, but a lot of times in these movies, they will do alternate lines that they'll read so they can play it on TV and it won't just be all taken out. As Kenzie brought up, the famous line was, I've had it with these mother effing snakes on this mother effing plane.
Classic Samuel L. Jackson. It couldn't be said any different, and it couldn't be said any better.
No one could have taken that role better than him.
Nope.
Now, are you ready for the best TV edit of all time of that line?
I can't wait.
So, Case, just to set the stage for you since you haven't seen it, they're on a plane and there's a bunch of snakes on the plane.
Got it. All right, I follow.
It's a deep concept. You need to sit in it for a moment. I get it.
Are you sure you understand what's going on?
This isn't like The Matrix where I didn't understand what was happening from the opening scene. Snakes on a plane, I seem to understand.
Okay.
It's kind of a show me the baby moment, if you will.
So here we go. Samuel Jackson standing up, and he's finally fed up. So here we go, leading into the greatest TV edit line of all time.
We gotta clear the snakes out of the cockpit.
Yeah, clear the snakes out of the cockpit, yeah. Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
Did you hear it clear enough?
I don't know if I was ready. I actually think I have to hear it again.
I'll clear.
So why did they use this? They were replacing the same word the second time.
That's right.
And they didn't use this.
They didn't use the same word again. One more time. Samuel Jackson. So they replaced mother effing twice. Here's how they chose to do it.
Yeah. Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Why is it giving the hours that the plane works? On this 9 to 5.
And when you watch it, sometimes these TV edits, you can see their mouth saying the mother effing,
Yeah.
no, Samuel Jackson reacted this line. His face is saying those words.
There's no way he could do that seriously.
I don't know how he did it.
He should have won an Oscar for the remake, the TV version of to keep a straight face.
Oh my God.
Why not use the word frickin'? Listen, I know I'm not a Hollywood writer,
Yep, that's right.
but I just feel like you could have just said, hey, call it mother effing frickin'.
Enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
Now, I challenge our listeners, if they've ever heard a better TV edit, a more hilarious edit, you can check in with us at 312-591-8300.
I could have been on this plane and dealing with these snakes and stopped him and it doesn't fly on Saturdays and Sundays. It would have stopped me in my tracks.
Also, let's examine the first line. They're monkey fighting snakes?
Well, that would have been even more terrifying. They can beat up monkey. We're never getting off of this alive.
I mean,
Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
That gets better every time I hear it.
Listen, that has to be in our audio. We have to be randomly hitting that.
Okay.
Every time I'm annoyed with something.
let's just save that, okay? Here we go.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.